That's a funny story. So I'll try to sum it up pretty quick. I found out about the SEALs, and then I went to the recruiter, and I went through the process to join.
Right.
And then they were like, man, this guy's like, this dude's fit. He's ready to go. And then I got there, and my eyesight, you have to have a certain eyesight requirement. You can't have outside 20/40. Well, one of my eyes was outside of that. So they're like, you're a no-go. So I was like, what? And they're like, yeah, you're a no-go. Can't do it. I was like, all right. So I told my family, I'm quitting everything I'm doing, and I'm going to go out there to San Diego. I'm going to find a way to get in the SEAL teams. So my family was like, you shouldn't do that, man. What the hell are you doing, man? So I went to my grandfather. I was with my boy Slick. He's the producer of Love and Hip Hop.
Okay.
Yeah. So he wanted to go to L.A. to be famous. I was trying to go there to be a Navy SEAL. I said, man, I'm going to L.A. He said, all right. I said, we need to get a vehicle. He said, yeah. I said, all right. So we trying to get vehicles. Can't make nothing happen. Finally he goes, man, I found a vehicle. I said, okay. He got it from the pastor at the church. We got in the van. We said, the van like, we driving. I say, man. He said, yeah, we was just like this. He was driving. I say, hey, man. He said, yeah. I said, what's that? He said, what? He said, man, I said, them lines. He said, well, that's the road. I said, man, the floorboard's missing in this motherfucker. We not going to make it to Cali. We got to go to Cali, man. You know what I'm saying? So finally, my family, this is a true story. So they figured I was kind of serious because I bought a ticket.
Yeah.
I bought a bus ticket. I said, I can't find a car. So I put a backpack with a blanket. I was like, I'll just sleep on the beach. I heard about Venice Beach. I was like, I'm going to just land there. At Venice Beach, I'll figure it out. I'll sleep on the motherfucking beach. He said, damn, this motherfucker kind of serious. We thought he was playing. I said, so my grandfather said, hey, man, I'm going to let you borrow my van. I said, cool. Long story short, he says, now listen, don't quit your jobs. Try to just put them on hold, go out there for a little bit. I looked at him. My grandfather had a scholarship. He used to clean the house for Eli Lilly. He went in the back, cleaned the house, and went out the back. It was those times back in the
Wow.
So he said, and he had a full scholarship for singing. He had a full ride, and he didn't take it.
Why is that? Why?
Just the times he chose to just be, a family man, which is great.
Right.
But he skipped that opportunity at a time where African Americans didn't get those opportunities.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he said, now Kenny, don't. He sounded like Obama. He's like, now Kenny, first things first. He had these long dramatic pauses. Keep your jobs, prioritize, and win the day. I was like, all right. He's like, listen. In real life, he's like, don't quit your jobs. Keep all that in order. I looked at him. I said, Granddad. I said, yeah. I said, if I do everything you did, then I'm going to end up in that chair that you're sitting in right now at your point in your life. I said, do you want me to sit in that chair that you're sitting in? And he goes, here's the keys.
Wow.
So he realized that he didn't make certain sacrifices and take risks. And then my father asked me, he said, hey, man, what's your plan B? Nobody thought I was going to become a Navy SEAL.
Yeah.
He said, what's your plan B? I was about 18, 19 at the time. I looked at him, I said, Dad. He said, yeah. I said, if you have a plan B for something like this, you've already failed. And I was saying shit like that, and they would just shut up. They're like, well, damn. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I went out there. We drove out there. We were homeless in L.A. for
How
long? 6 months.
Holy mo! What did you do for money? Like, how did you?
Oh, that's a good question. So we literally, I drove. So it's 32 hours. I done did that trip so much. Me and Slick drove. I drove 28 of the 32 hours. Slick one of them motherfuckers that fall asleep as soon as you start driving. This motherfucker just 12 hours later, I pull over for gas. You want me to drive? No, I'm good. Bro, I was motivated. So he drove the last 4 hours from Vegas to Los Angeles. Man, we made it. Yeah, you didn't do shit, bro. Calm down. So we pull up there. I calculated the mileage. We only had enough gas just to get there. Saved up enough money. Oh. And the last thing my boss said to me was, you'll never make it. Right when I left my job, he was like, you'll never make it. Like, that's all everybody was saying to me. So we pull up there and we stop, and he's like, I'm like, well, what do we do now? He asked me that. He says, what do we do now? I go, shit, I don't know. We was broke for money. So we tried to go get jobs at McDonald's. At that time, this was before it was up. This was before the Hispanic population had really moved in the U.S., but it was down there in San Diego.
Oh, okay.
So we went to go get a job, and they're like, are you bilingual? We like, nah. They're like, you can't work here. We couldn't get no jobs. So what we would do was one day, bro, these are crazy stories. So one day, man, we sitting there, we had $7 to our name. I said, man, I gotta wait for us to eat. And we had met this other homeless dude that was trying to be famous. They said, yeah. I said, there's a place called Vaughn's out there. So we went out there. I said, man, just go through the store. This is how we survived, bro. I said, buy all the Tupperware, grab Tupperware throughout the store. So we were so used to being broke and homeless, bro. We would walk. This is how you do when you homeless. You just grab a Snickers and eat it like you own it. Just while you walking through the store. And you just grab some meat and you just eat it like you own it. We just walk through the store and eat, bro. You just grab the food. We got the Tupperware. They said, so what's the Tupperware for? So there was an all-you-can-eat spot called Shakey's.
Yes, Shakey's Pizza.
Come on, boy.
Oh, my gosh.
Come on,
yes.
boy.
In Culver City?
Come on, boy.
Oh.
So we pulled up to Shakey's. They said, what's the plan, man? So me and Slick used to do hip-hop and dance here and stuff.
Right.
So we had matching outfits for the dance crew, man, matching backpacks. For
Oh,
the dance
shit,
crew.
like a world-class wrecking crew?
Yeah, like, you know, yeah.
Popping it like.
Yeah. Now I'm just locking. My back. Yeah, you know. So we, I said, so he went in, I gave him the plan. He goes in, and we were parked by the window. We found a seat by the window in the van. We sitting out there in the van. He goes in, man. He had all that Tupperware we bought at Vons in the bag. And he would go up and pile this big, you know, brothers like chicken. He put on this big ass plate of chicken. And then he would go back to his seat and he'd be munching a little bit. And he'd be like, when there wasn't nobody looking, he'd be like, boom, and dump the whole thing in the Tupperware. Then he would go back up, and man, the people kept coming out like, why we gotta keep refilling this damn chicken and macaroni? Like it was gone every 30 seconds. So we filled up the Tupperware with the shit. This is how we ate for weeks off this $7, bro. I had this brilliant idea. So then he goes and so we had matching outfits. So he would look at me and put his thumb up. They was literally back there like that. He would look at me when he had all the Tupperware full, and he'd do like that. I would get out the van. I would go in the van and we would trade out because we look so similar.
Yeah.
And then I would go in and then I would do the same thing. We filled up 2 backpacks. And the way we warmed our food up, bro, is on the dashboard because LA's so hot.
Yes.
We'll put the shit on the dashboard and let it warm up. And then that's how we heated our food up.
Oh, my gosh.
And the other way that we survived, man, is one day we were starving. We couldn't get no work. I was like, I got it. He was like, you got another idea? I said, I got it. So we were on Venice Beach. So I had seen these people perform, and I would go digging through the trash can. He's like, man, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, hold on, bro, I got this shit. Dig through the trash can. I came up with a shoebox. He like, fuck is this? I was like, trust me. So what we would do is go out to Venice Beach. I went and bought some chalk from like the dollar store, draw a chalk line, and we had a mixtape that we brought with us, DJ Top Speed.
Okay, no.
DJ Top Speed, right? He major. DJ, he bad.
Yeah.
So they got a mural of him right up off Mass Ave. They got a mural. That's how bad a dude he is.
Okay,
Yeah, DJ
okay.
Top Speed's a bad boy.
Okay.
So he had made this mixtape.
That's him?
Yeah, that's Speed. There you
Okay.
go. See with the Kango?
Okay. Oh, okay.
See him?
Okay.
Bro, he tall as hell. He showed me my first breakdance move.
Nice.
Hey, man, that boy can hit, bro. He can get down. Don't let him fool you.
Okay.
So Speed had make this mixtape. And so what we did is we took the radio out there and we'll start dancing. Boom, boom. We out there. And I had watched the people on Venice. I hit the tape. Like, so you keep dancing till a crowd draws around that chalk line.
Yeah.
And then at the very end, you say you want to see the rest of the show. You got to put $1 in the box. So then all those people would put $1 in the box, and then me and Slick would do acrobatic stuff like flip off each other's backs. So blah, blah, we start flipping and bam, 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 bam. You do that 2 or 3 times. So the crowd would be 30 people a time. So imagine you do that show 10 times, you made $300.
Oh, my God. You hustled, bro.
Bro.
Oh, my God.
And then we ended up then we would be extras on TV shows. We ended up on the Roseanne Barr TV show.
No
Yeah,
way.
we ended up on all kind of crazy TV shows being extras.
How'd
Yeah.
y'all take a bath? Like, how'd y'all clean up?
Man, you really want to know that story? So, bro.
Jump in the ocean?
Yeah. So we drove, bro, and we got there. We had washed for like 3 days because we never thought about all this, right? So I had a bowl to eat cereal out of, and I had some distilled water we took. Slick went in to go do something, and he came back out. Man, I was just ass naked in the back of the motherfucker. Motherfuckers was walking. I was like on the street like this. There was people walking by. I'm like, hey, man, fuck it. I got to watch these balls, bro. Huevos. What'd you say?
Huevos. El grande.
Grande. muchos grande. Yeah, I was just balls naked, like, fuck it, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so how'd you go from there to being the SEAL? How'd you go from doing that to being a SEAL?
So I ended up, I would try to go down to San Diego all the time, and I kept missing the recruiters. And that's good, because if I had seen it, I wouldn't have did the shit, BT. I'm like, what the hell is this crazy? So
Really?
I kept missing them.
Okay.
And then I didn't have enough money. So I ended up getting a scholarship for dance under Lula Washington.
And that's where you danced at the Getty Museum, right?
At the Getty, I opened in the $1 billion Getty Museum.
You
And
opened it.
Yeah.
You
I
opened the Getty Museum.
I opened the show at the Getty, yeah,
Dancing.
for Lula. And Lula choreographed for the movie Avatar.
Wow.
So all that, where they were dancing in that
Yeah.
scene underneath the tree, Lula choreographed that. So she does a lot of Disney choreography. So she gave me a full scholarship. So I had several dance scholarships in my life.
Okay.
So I danced at Butler for 6 months, Butler College for 6 months.
Okay.
Off a scholarship, and I was offered a scholarship to IU.
Okay.
So, and I don't talk about all that soft shit. So that's enough for that. So I ended up, but that's like you. So I'm at this dude's show. I'm at your show, and you like, yeah, then my man, he in the crowd, it was Navy SEAL. And a mudslide? Navy SEALs don't drink mudslides.
He was drinking a mudslide. Kenny is at my show, and I'm thinking this is the baddest dude ever. And he's drinking a mudslide. I'm like, what? I'm expecting like a straight alcohol, straight tequila bottle, talking about the old days and going in Iraq. And he's drinking a mudslide.
Yeah.
Because it's delicious.
He's like, a mudslide? I'm like, dude, BT, stop it. Stop. He wouldn't stop. He marked me. Yeah. So yeah, man, I ended up getting that scholarship, and then I was waiting outside, and Slick was trying to audition. I ended up being on Dating Game and Change of Heart, and I was on the show with Usher. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy.
What years was this?
Man, that might have been around 98. 98.
Did you do what's that the dating show with the little pop-up things, Blind Date? Did you ever do Blind Date?
Nah, I did. Nah.
Okay.
I did Dating Game and Change Your Heart.
Okay.
And that was wild, man. Yeah,
Okay.
those were some wild experiences. So I ended up getting enough money to come home, and that's a whole nother story for another time. There's some funny stuff there, but I ended up driving home, and my man had a dream, so he drove back with me. And he needed a car. He didn't have a car. I said, hey, man, take the car. He said, what you mean? I said, where I'm going, I don't need that. So I gave him the car, went back to the military. They said, you got that SEAL stuff out of your blood? I said, nah, bro, sign me up. It was literally, as an African-American, in the SEAL teams, you have a 70% attrition rate. So just anybody going in, you have a 30% chance of making it. As an African-American, you have a 2% chance.
Why is that?
That's just the odds, the stats.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So if 100 people go in as an African-American, and literally in my class, it was like me and David Goggins that you asked about. So there was 2 out of 100, like, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And then, so I had a 0% chance because my eyesight didn't meet the requirement. So I signed up. I was like, sign me up. So I signed up. I went in there. I earned all these awards. I got accelerated advancement, and I was doing really good. I probably advanced in 2 years, what took about 5 years. I went to IT school. I was doing really good in IT school, and then something crazy happened. This dude kept putting his hands on me through the whole thing, and I was trying to make good grades. Same thing like way back in school. Then I thought about my daddy 3 times, motherfucker. And then you fold his ass up. So this motherfucker kept touching me, bro. Like he was like the class bully, kept fucking with me. So I ended up making what they called the accelerated advancement. So
Okay.
I did the best in the class, and I was helping the teacher teach. So one day I was back there doing push-ups, and they all knew I was trying to get ready for the SEAL teams. So I'm doing push-ups. This dude's like, he's like, you sound like a bitch. I was right by his desk. You remember those desks that were attached to the tabletop?
Yeah.
I was like on 89, 90. He said, you sound like a bitch. I said, whatever. And I was ignoring him. He said, you sound like a hoe. I'm like, okay. Then he did the thing you don't do to brothers. He said, you sound like your mother when I fucked her last night. He said that.
Oh.
He said this to me, bro.
Okay.
So I stopped. I looked at him. I say, man, why don't you shut up before I fuck you up? He goes, well, why don't you show? And I saw the vision in my head, BT, before I did it. I just didn't think I was going to do it. I slid over and grabbed the legs of the desk, and I just stood up and threw the dude. Boom, he landed on his head. He was knocked out. Anyway, long story short, I ended up getting in trouble for that. So, man, what happened was I had no orders. Every time I would go to try to see the SEAL trainer at the time, he saw my work ethic. So at that time, LASIK started getting developed.
Yes. Okay.
So there were 2 people a year that could get a waiver to go do SEAL training because they didn't know the long-term studies. Well, this guy put me in for one of those 2 people, and the waiver had to go all the way up the chain of command and come all the way back down. And every time I go to the medic, I'd say, hey, man, is the waiver back in? He'd be like, bro, you're not going to fucking be a Navy SEAL. He'd be like, if you fucking come back here again, I'm going to make sure you're not a fucking Navy SEAL. This is the shit that happened every day. They were hating on me. And I was like, I'm just trying to be in it. What's his problem, you know? Yeah. He's like, don't come back here again, bro. I'll make sure you're not a Navy SEAL. Like he's going to fuck with my records or something. So finally, man, I went back in and then my time at IT school, you'll have to go to the regular Navy. I'm not built for that shit. Yeah. Me and you too hyper for that shit.
I can't be on no boat with those dudes.
I call them floating Alcatraz. I can't be on that motherfucker. Like I'm gonna go because I had a 3-pronged plan to get out the Navy if I went to the regular Navy.
Yeah.
The first one, if you keep pissing in the bed, they don't let you stay in the Navy. So I was just gonna drink a gallon of water and piss on myself every night. Psst, like get me out of this motherfucker. The next one, I was like, all right. If you keep going man overboard, I was going to keep just jumping off the ship. Man overboard. I'm like, I'm going to piss in the bed. I'm going to jump. I'm not going to the regular Navy. I'm going to be a Navy SEAL or it's nothing, right? So then the third one, I'm like, if that don't work, I'm going to get some weed. I'm going to blow it in the captain's face, and I'm going to get a dishonorable discharge. I just didn't give a damn. I was like, I got to make it. So I go in there, and my orders were up for IT school. The reason why I tell you that is because when your orders are up, they got to send you somewhere.
Right.
So I had to hide in the Navy for 3 months with no orders. So what happened was when I threw the dude on his head, I was the honor graduate, and I got in trouble, and I went and sat on the steps. And this lady's like, shit, mate, I know you're not sitting on the steps. I said, man, I said, Chief, it was a female chief, a sister too. I said, Chief, respectfully request. That's how you talking. I said, respectfully request. I don't want to hear that. All I want to hear is right at that. Why you sitting on my steps? Get up. So my boy Mo from New York came through. He said, yo, Biggs, come on, let's go, man. Let's get out of here, man. It's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. I said, so I had a toothpick. You're not allowed to have toothpicks. Yeah. I did all kinds. So I'm like sitting there with my toothpick. She's like, get off the steps. I was like, Chief, respectfully, because I was heated.
Yes.
Throwing dude.
Yeah,
So I need to chill out.
Right.
She wouldn't leave me the fuck alone. I was like, fuck it. So then she said, if you don't leave, she looked at my boy from New York. She said, if you don't leave, you're going to be in trouble too. He said, Biggs, let's go. I said, Mo. I said, get the fuck out of here. It's going to be a long-ass day. Mo just left. He left. My teacher said, if you guys get in trouble, the IT teacher said, I'm not going to back you up. I'm just letting you know, I'm not going to mess up my career for you. So they take me in this room with all these officers and chiefs, and they're standing in my face, and she's like, what's your problem? So I said, Chief, military baron, Chief, respectfully request. All I want to hear is roger that. So finally, I quit talking. Here's what I did, BT. You know how you can hold your eyes open and they start watering? Mm-hmm. And then it burns real bad, but then after that, you can just keep them open? I just stood there like that with my eyes. I didn't blink for like 20 minutes, bro. My eyes watered, and then it don't hurt no more. It hurt real bad. So I stood there, and then finally, I just quit responding. So after about 15 minutes of them spitting in my face and shit, I was fucking looked like I had a shower. She goes, if you don't say roger that to me, I'm going to bust you 50-50. That means half your rank and pay. So I just stood there. So she said, all right, roger that. And she walked out the door. As she went out the door, I said, roger that, Chief, roger that, Chief, roger that, Chief. Bro, they bust me down, bro. They took half my rank and pay. I said, damn. So this lieutenant brought me in. She says, hey. She says, this isn't you. I'm looking at your record. You got all these awards. What happened? I said, man, that dude was putting his hands on me for 3 months. He was a class bully. I checked his ass after he did too much. You know what I'm saying? So what she did, she said, look, I'm going to restore all your stuff, but you got to go to these little anger management classes to compensate for the chief. I got safe face for her. Man, I walked in there. There's this dude. I remember he had like them droplets in his eye. He had these blue blockers on, and he was like, bro, these motherfuckers was crazy. He walked in, he said, sometimes, they said, Bobby, how do you feel? He said, sometimes my wife puts her socks in the middle of the living room, and I just want to choke her out. I said, what the fuck I don't need to be in here with these. This dude really said some shit like that. I was like, God. So, but it turned out to be a good fortune because when my orders were up, they were trying to send me to a ship. I'm not going to floating Alcatraz. So the IT department, it's called EMI, where you swab the deck, you polish brass, right? So they like, hey, man, you need to be over here swabbing the deck. And, bro, I'm not built for this shit, BT. I'm too ADD, right? So they would ask, hey, where were you at? I was like, man, I was training with the SEALs. Then the SEALs were like, where was you at? I was like, man, I was at anger management. Man, I hid for 3 months in the system, bro. And all I would do is wake up and work out every day. And I just kept dodging the bullet. Finally, I go in on the last day. I say, man, I'm going to check on the waiver. I literally wrote down, I said a prayer to God. I say, hey, man, it's the last time I'm going here to check if I'm going to be a Navy SEAL. It's out of my hands. It's over with. It's done. So I walk in there. I say, hey, man. They go, what's the name? Because they're used to seeing my face at medical. He goes, what's the name? I said, Kenny Bigbee. He goes, Bigbee? I said, yeah. He's like, hold on. So he went back there. I was 1 or 2 to receive the waiver with LASIK to actually get to go to SEAL training. So that was the process that I got.